Hello students, so today we will be studying nutrition in human beings which takes place through human digestive system. So basically what is nutrition? Nutrition is the process of taking in food by an animal and its utilization in the body. So it takes place through 5 steps. Just write down the steps. Number 1, ingestion. Number 2, digestion. Third step is absorption. Number 4, assimilation. And last step is digestion. So I'll quickly brief the 5 steps. So starting from the first step is ingestion. It is the process of taking food into the body. Number 2 is digestion. Digestion is the process in which large insoluble substance is broken into small water soluble substance which can be absorbed by a body. Third step is absorption. Absorption is the process in which undigested food passes through intestinal walls into the main bloodstream. Now the fourth step is assimilation. What happens in assimilation? It is the process in which absorbed food is taken in by our blood cells, our body cells, and used for energy, growth and repair. And the last is egestion. Egestion is the process in which the undigested food is removed from our body. Alright, so there are basically 4 digestive glands involved in our digestive system. Number 1 is the salivary gland. Number 2 is the liver, which is the largest gland of our body. Number 3 is the gallbladder, and number 4 is the pancreas. Alright, so there are a few organs also constituting the digestive system. This whole part is known as alimentary canal, or it is also called as gut or digestive tract. It is almost 9 centimeter long, okay, and it has, I'll just discuss what all organs we have. Number 1 is the mouth, which is also known as buccal cavity. Number 2 is the food pipe. It is also called as esophagus. Number 3 is the J-shaped structure, which is the stomach. Number 4 is the small intestine. Then it's the large intestine, then rectum and anus. So we will start with the mouth. Mouth is the first part where the digestion begins actually. Okay, ingestion is the taking of food in the mouth. Why it's known as buccal cavity? Because mouth contains the teeth, tongue and salivary glands. So completely it is known as buccal cavity. Alright, so what are the functions of teeth when we discuss the mouth? Teeth, they help in cutting, chewing or grinding the food. Tongue has its own function. Tongue has taste buds which can detect the taste, and it also helps in mixing saliva with food. It helps in swallowing. It gives the taste, and our tongue is also a muscular organ which helps in speaking. Now third is the salivary gland, which secretes saliva, that is digestive juice, which helps to digest the starch of our food. Okay, so you have to remember one thing very clearly, that mouth is the first part where the digestion begins. So you understood, the digestion begins from the mouth. The moment you take your food into your mouth, your digestion starts. Okay, in mouth, the buccal cavity, the mastication starts. What is mastication? Mastication is breaking down of food in smaller pieces by chewing and mixing with saliva. Okay, so it is the buccal cavity. So food is chewed and masticated. Saliva, which is present in your mouth, it makes food wet and slippery, and once your food is slippery, it is known as bolus, which can be easily swallowed through your food pipe. Okay, so what is the function of saliva? Saliva makes the swallowing of food easily, and it also converts the starch into sugar maltose. So after the mouth, your food is passed into the food pipe, which is also known as esophagus. So esophagus is made up of muscles. It is a hollow tube which is near about you can say near about 25 centimeter long. It leads from mouth to stomach. It leads from mouth to your stomach, right? Once food is swallowed, it slides down the pharynx into your esophagus. It carries slightly digested food, your chewed food. Okay, so what is pharynx? Pharynx is somewhat present here, which separates your respiration and digestion, which separates the digestion and respiration. All right, after the food is passed into your stomach, so food is pushed in wave-like motion, and this wave-like motion in esophagus is known as peristalsis. Okay, this wave-like motion is known as peristalsis. So you must have noticed that during vomiting, how does your food comes out? So this happens because of this motion only. During vomiting, food moves in opposite direction, and it is known as antiperistalsis. Just show you how it works. Suppose this is your food pipe. Once your food reaches here, it will be in a wave-like motion like this. Suppose your food reaches here, so it will be like this. Okay, this process is known as peristalsis, and during vomiting, it goes in opposite direction towards your mouth, and it is known as antiperistalsis. Okay, so right now we have discussed ingestion, which happens in the mouth. After that, the food passes in the food pipe. Now, after reaching the food pipe, the food goes to the stomach. The food reaches the stomach. So this was the first step, which was the ingestion. Second step starts from digestion, and this is the third, when the food reaches the stomach. All right, so your stomach is a J-shaped bag which is made up of muscles, and in your stomach the food stays for, you can say, from minutes to 2 to 4 hours. It depends on the quality and quantity of food that you have taken. It can hold near about 1.5 liter of food to 2 liter of food, and most food is digested in small intestine, and in stomach only the food is partially digested. Okay, so most of the digestion takes place in the small intestine, not in the stomach. Okay, now the inner lining of stomach has three portion. One is hydrochloric acid, second is gastric mucosa, and third are enzymes. So the stomach muscles churn food with gastric juice secreted by glands. Okay, so the inner lining of stomach produces hydrochloric acid, digestive juice, and gastric mucosa. So there must be caution in your mind, ki ma'am, if our stomach is itself producing acid, how come it's not harming our stomach, the layers of our stomach? So this happens because of the presence of a gastric mucosa membrane in the stomach, which prevents it from harmful effects of acids. And the digestive juices that are present in the stomach, they help in digestion of proteins. So you have to remember 2-3 things, ki in which part, in which organ, which type of nutrients are getting digested. So in stomach, basically the digestion of protein takes place, and hydrochloric acid, as I told you earlier, they help in killing bacteria and also help in the digestion of proteins. So now liver is also a gland. it is in fact the largest gland of our body. So what does liver do? Liver produces bile juice. What does it produces? Liver produces bile juice, and in the gallbladder it secretes the bile juice in the gallbladder, and gallbladder, which is a small sac-like organ, and this bile juice helps in the digestion of fats. So again, one thing you have to remember here is in stomach the digestion of protein is happening, and here with the help of bile juice digestion of fats are taking place. Now moving further, so after stomach the food is passed to small intestine. So remember this is the last step of digestion. In small intestine the last step of digestion takes place, and most of the digestion occurs here only. Okay, so the bile juice that from gallbladder is secreted into small intestine helps in breakdown of fats in food present in small intestine. So all the fats that is present is broken down into small intestine. Now pancreas also produces pancreatic juice. It contains digestive juices and 3 types of enzymes: trypsin, amylase and lipase. I'll tell you what are the functions of these enzymes. With the help of amylase, starch is converted into glucose, and proteins are converted into amino acids with the help of trypsin. And last, fats are converted with the help of lipase into fatty acids. So these 3 chemical reaction takes place in the small intestine. Okay, so I told you earlier that this is the last process of digestion that takes place in the small intestine. After this, the third step starts, which is the process of absorption. So coming to absorption, the digested food is taken up and carried to the cells of the body. In small intestine, there are finger-like projection called villi, which are present on the inner walls of small intestine. It increases the surface area of inner walls for absorption of the digested food. Its main function is to absorb nutrients from the food. So third step, absorption, is completed here in the small intestine. Now the fourth step, that is assimilation. It is the process of here in assimilation, the absorbed food is utilized by the body to generate energy and for growth and repair. All right, for growth and repair of worn out cells, basically the amino acids help in the growth and repair of worn out cells, and fatty acids and glycerol, they are stored below skin and acts as an energy reservoirs. And glucose you all know that it gives us energy. So assimilation is done here. Now coming to the last step of our digestion is the digestion. So whatever undigested and unabsorbed food is there, it moves from small intestine to the large intestine. From small intestine to the large intestine. The food which is unabsorbed, the food which is undigested, okay, like roughage or any food which is not digested by our body, they move into the large intestine. Some water and salts also absorbed in large intestine, and the leftover part, the leftover part is passed to the rectum, this part, and then it is passed from the anus as your stool. Okay, so understood? I hope you have understood the complete digestive system of human being. You can obviously relate to yourself how you take your food, and from food to the digestion and through the feces till feces you can connect to your own body structure. Okay, so 2-3 things that you have to remember very clearly is that the digestion begins from the mouth, and the most of the digestion that takes place, the last step of digestion that happens is in the small intestine, and only the unabsorbed and undigested food is passed to the large intestine. All right, hope I was able to make it clear enough. So let's meet in the next session. Till then, stay happy, stay safe, and keep learning.